Hello everyone, my name is Chance Brunton and welcome back to the StarCraft II Wings of Liberty campaign. In the last episode, What did we do? Can't remember anymore. In the last episode, we completed the alternate path for the colonist storyline. We destroyed all of the infested Zerg on the colony of Haven, and Dr. Hansen turned into an infested Zerg creature and we had to shoot her. In this episode, we're going to see what happens in the alternate storyline decision for the final decision, which is to either take out the Zerg nydus network or take out the Zerg air support on the planet of Char. In the campaign, we took out the Zerg nydus network, and so this time, we'll see what happens if we took out the Zerg air support instead. And that's the Shadow of the Sky mission, which we'll play on hard as per usual. Could play it on brutal. Could play any of these on brutal.
The Zerg flyers are using this old orbital platform as their base of operations. It's actually made up of several smaller platforms, tethered together in geostationary orbit. The nests are too deep inside to destroy with a bombardment, but clearing the whole thing with ground forces will be costly.
Adjutant, what's keeping that thing in orbit? Has it got power?
Affirmative. Thermal readings indicate intense heat coming from the platforms. Core temperatures are kept stable by a series of coolant towers, still operational despite the Zerg infestation.
Perfect. There's your answer, General. We get on board and destroy the coolant towers in each section. The reactors will go critical and take care of the Zerg for us.
Excellent plan. You missed your calling, Raynor. You would have made an outstanding staff officer.
I reckon I'm right where I'm meant to be, General. Now let's get saddled up and hit that platform. Kerrigan won't be giving us a second chance.
So as I was saying, I could play any of these on brutal. It would just be a lot more difficult, especially while recording, but I have done it historically. So if anybody is interested in seeing that, let me know in the comments below, and I can go back and try and do it. It will probably involve a very long fail montage, though, because my skills have obviously deteriorated from when I did it before, so I'd need to relearn how to play brutal, and doing it while recording is even harder than doing it normally. But it could be done.
Sir, I'm scanning to get a positive fix on all the towers.
All right.
Got it. I'll mark the tower coordinates on your map.
So we need to make sure we set up significant defenses.
Damn, Jimmy. This whole place is writhing.
Once we blow those coolant towers, it won't matter. The platforms will burn up and kill everything on them.
By the numbers, boys.
True. So the first thing we need to do is make sure we've set up defenses on either end of our base. There are two entrances to our base. And then we need to start our production up and running.
Not enough.
Always remembering to get to upgrades as soon as we can afford it. Right now, we've just been given Marines and medics to stock these bunkers, but that's okay. In fact, well, we might not even want anything other than Marines and medics in these bunkers, actually. Because Marines would probably end up giving us the most firepower. Marauders, you don't... Against the Protoss, they're good against Stalkers and things, but against the Zerg, really the only reason I ever use them is so that they can slow things down. And actually, that's not even such a big deal, because we can just build these psi disruptors to slow down Zerg. Also, we could put fire bats in, which would be extremely useful against the Zerglings, but we can also just build perdition turrets in front of the defenses, which are great flamethrowers. So actually, we may just want to build all Marines and a medic, except apart from a medic, in each of the bunkers. The only reason we'd put a medic is so that we can stim the units in the bunker as much as we want, and the medic will heal the Marines back up so that we can stim them again later. Now, we are on the aerial platform, which is home to the Zerg Air Force, so we should expect that a lot of Zerg air units are going to be out there. So one of the main units we want to build is going to be the Viking for its anti-air potential. And we lost an SCV in the upper defense, so we're going to have to send a new SCV out. to finish construction and to repair the bunker. Notice we have these little drones acting as a fire suppression system and auto-repairing the bunker, but they'll only take it up to half-life. So we'll need the SCV to patch it up the rest of the way.
Yeah, right.
Now, the Vikings can be used against ground, but they're not very good at it. So we'll train some Banshees to go along with them to be the main ground attack force. That also means the same upgrades will work good for both units. And we should probably be worried about things attacking us directly up the center of the map, so we should probably build some missile turrets defending that. And if we learned anything from the final mission, at least a couple of turrets around the back of our base would not go amiss either. If anybody's wondering, I'm keeping my Air Force on the 2 key instead of the 1 key, even though they're my main army, just as a force of habit.
Receiving.
Mineral field depleted.
Usually you might keep multiple control groups or things, but at the very least I'd put like my land army on the 1 key and my Air Force on the 2 key.
Very well.
In fact, if I was being really good about this, I should probably put like my command center on 4, and barracks on 5, factory on 6, starport on 7, so that I can readily get to them and do things. But it's probably not required here. This is fairly casual.
Complete.
Those are really more important when you're playing in, say, multiplayer matches, and efficiency is really key. Now, should I bring this battlecruiser with me? I'm tempted. On one hand, I'm tempted to because it's extra firepower, but on the other hand, it is much slower than everything else, so it will tend to fall behind.
Add-on base is under attack.
So, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe just... that is an interesting question. Well, right now, we'll just continue to build Vikings and Banshees.
Base is under
Lots of
attack.
Vikings and Banshees. And we will build the requisite technology for the battlecruiser, which is the fusion
Mineral
core.
field depleted.
Okay, so now we've got some broodlords attacking our defenses, so we'll have to actually send our Air Force to go deal with that. Alright. And let's go ahead and start attacking
Ready to blunder.
the Zerg base down here. Just so that we can start to clear it out a little bit. We may want to keep the Banshees and the Vikings on separate hotkeys, so that we don't fly the Vikings over the air that the Banshees are supposed to be shooting. There's a button for controlling all of your military units.
Mineral field depleted.
And that button would be very useful in corralling the army normally. The only problem with it is that if you don't want to command all of your military units at once, then you actually have to care about your individual hotkeys. Now, right now, the siege tanks are sieged up, so even if I do select them with my army, moving about won't do anything with them. But the medic will tend to run around. So I'm going to build a bunker to put this medic into, and then have that SCV build up some turrets just in case anything comes up the center of the map. And now, all units, which I've rebound to the tilde key, will get my battlecruiser, my Banshees, and my Vikings all at the same time, which is convenient. And we'll build a couple more battlecruisers to go with this one, just for good measure. And so now that provides a convenient everybody key. And then we'll just make sure that we keep everybody, all the subcategories selected, so we'll have hotkeys for the Vikings, hotkeys for the Banshees, and hotkeys for the battlecruisers.
You should stay away from those tunnel entrances. According to the sensors, they're chock full of mutilisks.
Why don't we blow them up?
Hold them alone.
I mean, that is what the Vikings are for, is it not? Alright, can we destroy the tunnel entrance, actually? No, it does not look like we can. Yeah, the Vikings have an unfortunate tendency to rush ahead of everything else, because when you attack move with the whole army, then the Vikings skip over all the ground units and just charge forwards.
The reactor's melting down. Move out.
and everything else slows down.
Get out of there, sir.
Now, ordinarily, you'd have to get out of here with ground units. I don't know if you have to get out of here if you've got all air units when this platform explodes. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I'm going to get all of these units out of here anyway, just on the off chance. Alright, so let's see what happens.
It's getting ready to blow.
Yeah, those mutilisks died, so I think if our
There she goes. Get clear.
Air force had been over that platform, they probably would have died. Now, nice thing, when the platform blew up, it left behind a bunch of resources, or at least some resources, so we could go pick those up with a Viking.
You ready for war?
Because we need a ground unit to do it, and the Viking can transition.
I'm picking up signs of heavy air defenses on that platform.
Whatever.
There are a lot of ground defenses on that platform, sir.
Complete.
Oh, okay, so ideally, they want us to attack one side with an air force and one side with a ground force. But we're just going to attack both with the same force.
Course laid
But when
in.
we attack the one that has a lot of anti-air capability... Or are they just saying that a lot of the Zerg are in the air on one platform and a lot are on the ground?
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
sure, actually, what they mean. So, we'll just destroy
Upgrade
everything.
complete.
That usually works. We have run out of our capacity to mine our main base, so we are going to move bases down to the lower right here.
What's going
And to
on?
do that, we are going to have to move our defensive line up a bit. Okay, so this is our new defensive line at the front of the base, at the front of the new base, the expansion. And when this is all mined out, we can
Not
move...
enough energy.
I think I misclicked a mule there. We can move our base over to the other side of the map where our army currently is. So now, let's move on to taking out the next
Take it slow.
platform. Let's charge forward. And pretty much everything is going to die before our battlecruisers can get there, but that's okay. The battlecruisers are kind of backups anyway.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Oh, now that is not good. The Overseer used an ability on these bunkers. This is what it did to the artifact in the All-In mission, the last mission of the campaign. And right now the bunkers can't fire or anything while they're covered in that goo. Or the units inside can't shoot at anything while it's covered in that goo, which is very unfortunate. But it's only temporary. However, it does mean that we probably should get some more turrets, maybe a forward turret even, to help deal with the flying units. That was probably why, when I checked up here, a repairing SCV had died and this place was in poor condition. Because the Overseers had done that and crippled the defenses. So let's put some forward missile turrets to help deal with that kind of scenario in future.
You better move out fast.
Alright, let's get out of here. Have the battlecruisers just fully running out as fast as they can and cover them with other faster units that can afford to take their time escaping.
Receiving.
Alright. And we are good to go. We are in the clear. We can
Upgrade
start moving
complete.
towards the other platform, and any second now, the new platform will explode.
That should about do it.
Look at that thing.
Nodes of destruction. What's that alarm?
Warning. Unidentified Zerg organism detected inbound. Largest on record.
Damn. That's all we need. We better take that thing down, or it's gonna cause some havoc.
Yep. Alright, so that is the Leviathan we saw in at the end of the All-In mission, which was the last mission. And it is very powerful, and it is proceeding right up the center of the map towards where our strongest anti-air defenses are, which is good.
Loud and clear. Holla back.
But hopefully we we could take it out before then. Or in fact, I don't even know. I mean, if it's going to run straight for our strongest missile defenses, we should retreat to minimize losses to our army. So we'll move back a bit.
Squadron
We'll
on
let it
route.
come to us. No, wait, it's veering.
Engage.
Oh, it's going to attack from some other... okay, so it's not behaving predictably, which I do
Whatever
not
that
like.
means.
So let's
What is it?
let's get near things we want to protect, like our mining base down here,
I got this.
in case we need to engage it.
Mineral field
And let's
depleted.
build up our number of Vikings. We can get some mercenary Vikings. That would help. That would help a lot. I wish we had gotten those a long time ago, but I
Mineral
forgot
field
that we
depleted.
could do that.
Ready to plunder.
Let's keep the Banshees out of the fray,
Let's get into the
because
fight.
they can't actually do anything against it.
Transformation
And we'll just rush in
systems
with
prime.
everything else. Oh, it's attacking. Let's Yamato cannon with all our battle cruisers. Target with all the Vikings. Oh, there's a lot more air. Suddenly, there's a lot of Mutalisks and Broodlords and things out of nowhere. That is not good. But we took it down, and now we're destroying everything else.
Base
And
is
we can
under
chase
attack.
down the Broodlords that are attacking our defenses. Alright, that
Mineral
didn't go too
field
bad.
depleted.
That didn't go too bad.
Whatever
We'll
that
retreat back and get healed up a little bit. Battle cruisers haven't been very useful because they're slow, so we won't replace the ones we lost. But we'll build additional Banshees. Apparently we have plenty of air.
You ready for war?
I mean, we only lost a couple of Vikings. And that was a very powerful foe. So, not too worried about being able to mop up the small remaining air Zerg forces with the Vikings that we have. So let's just get Banshees to help maximize the ground damage we can do.
Mineral field depleted.
Engine screaming.
We are almost out of minerals
Bad news?
down at
In the
this
rear
mining
with the
base.
gear.
So it is also about time to
What's going on?
move
Go
our
ahead.
defenses on this side up a little bit. Let's build a
You're the boss.
bunker and a couple of perdition
I'm
turrets
going.
to seal off this base. And then we'll get some mercenaries
Not
to
enough
defend it.
minerals.
And we'll transfer over our orbital command and all of our
Good job,
SCVs. Oh no, no! The SCVs have encountered Mutalisks! But fortunately, our army is right there to protect them. Alright. Ooh, and they're right there to heal our army. That's nice.
You're the boss.
Alright, let's continue sending the SCVs up here. And the orbital command has been paralyzed by an overseer. That's just great. But we can still get it to come up here when it's done being paralyzed. Let's move our Air Force into position down below
In the rear with
to
the
take
gear.
out the
What
newest
is it?
Zerg base.
Whatever that means.
Alright, let them charge in and just do terrible, terrible damage. Alright,
Yes, sir.
in the meantime, we will set up our base here. And I guess technically we're not completely without defenses because those perdition
Gotcha.
turrets are automated.
Not enough energy.
But we need to fill the bunker. Alright. I don't think anything here can really stop our army from progressing, which is nice. When we have the money, we can also get some Hell's Angels Vikings
SCV ready.
to help out our army, which will be nice.
Get out of there, sir.
Alright, retreating.
Yeah, so, any second now. Any second. There it goes.
Good job on taking out those towers.
Okay, brilliant. Well, have we got units stuck?
Lay it on me. Speak
Some
up.
of these siege breakers haven't been able to get out and go to the new area,
Absolutely.
but
Need
we can
something loaded
rearrange
up?
a little bit to get them out.
Got no patience.
Maybe.
Give us your best shot. What's our target?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, we can get them to go out Oh, no, we can't.
Rolling out.
Alright, so we've basically trapped these tanks in the base. We'll have to destroy this bunker in order to let them out. Which is unfortunate. Actually, I shouldn't have blasted that apart. We could have just salvaged that to get the resources back.
Who wants some?
Might as well move these units down here anyway.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, let's move towards the final base. Just because don't want to delay any longer. We've
Not
been
enough
going fairly
energy.
slow at this, much slower than necessary. And honestly, the forces we have are probably way overkill to deal with the situation at hand. I did not want these tanks to come along. Or these Marines. No! Oh, whatever. Just push forward. Just get the mission over with. It's not really very important anyway. I mean, we've got just such a massive force that we can steamroll everything at this point. We don't really have to be all that concerned about defending our base or anything. Just take out the cooling tower. Boom, it's done, and we've won.
That should about do it.
Really shouldn't have been concerned about doing it so slowly and steadily, but that's just normally how I play these things. Alright. So, there isn't another cinematic after this, because, well, I mean, there is, but it's the same cinematic we saw before, so I won't bother playing that. It's the same one you get for Belly of the Beast, which is where you take out the nydus worms. And that is in a previous episode, so if you missed that, you can go back and check it out. I think it's episode 25. Yes, it is episode 25, which is titled Worms. All right. And in the next episode, we will just check out the Lost Viking arcade game, for which I'll need to reload a save and go back to the Hyperion, because it's accessible from an arcade machine in the back of the cantina. And I'll just do one episode to show what that looks like. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Oh, look, by repeatedly spam clicking everything, I get monkeys. I'm pretty sure that there's a monster back there. Oh, he's right there! Oh, God, I ran the wrong way! I ran the wrong way! Oh. That could have saved me. Oh, good times right now.